is Shy Gemini, and I'm coming to you with another recap for Your Husband is Cheating on Us. This is season 1, episode 5. Basically, it seems like this episode was centered around Jermaine and his inability to really bring forth this character Marvin. He's just not getting it. He's not feeling it. He's on the phone with his parents in the beginning of the show, and he tells them about Deatra's antics in the house and how she's like a bad cloud, a bad aura without that throughout the house. So they're talking about that, and his parents, are reassuring him basically rebuke Deatra in her antics. And before they end the call, the father's like, "What you gonna do about sending me some money? I'm hungry." And I'm like, "Really, dude?" And Jermaine has already told us that his father really ain't shit. When he thought he had a record deal, of course it was my son, but then when he lost it and he really wasn't getting the notoriety that he needs, the father threw him away. So he's one of those parents that's money hungry and probably pumps out children to make them work and become stars so they don't have to work. He said that his father was like the Joe Jackson. But I'm like, how dare you? You don't have a good relationship with your son, but you want to make sure he takes care of you financially? Sick. And I can't stand parents like that. Like, that's not what their kids are brought on this earth for. You know that, right? Anyway, so after he gets off the phone with him, the cast goes to rehearsal later on. And when they come in, everybody's sitting down waiting. They're kind of quiet. And then Deatra is like, anybody know when JD is supposed to show up? And it was crickets. Wasn't nobody saying a word. And Jermaine was like, well, if they ain't saying nothing, I ain't saying nothing. Yeah, so basically, they was paying her dust. Then JD and his two worrisome daughters walk in. And it's still kind of quiet and tense because of what happened at the previous rehearsal where they got into it with the daughter. So they come in. JD wants to start rehearsing. They get on stage, everybody's rehearsing. Leah's off script. Deatra is off script, even though she has about 5 lines. Kristen is doing pretty good, and he said for being in the urban market, she's coming along good. Tondy's good. Only person that's struggling is Jermaine. Jermaine still can't get... They keep showing him going over that same line over and over again. And I'm like... He can't get past that line. If he can't get past that line, then we have a serious issue. But he's still struggling, basically, to learn his lines. And they have him to rehearse with Kristen at first. Then they switched to Deatra, which it was awkward as hell. And when JD said he had to kiss her, Jermaine probably wanted to throw up in his mouth. Because... yeah, I knew he did not want to do that. And every time he would try, it was just awkward. And he just kept laughing and just not doing it. And JD, you could tell he was getting annoyed because it's like, okay, we're 3 weeks out from this play and you still are struggling to get through these lines. And I'm like, if you're a true actor, Jermaine, you're going to have to push through. And I feel like it may be a little bit harder for him to play this role because he is a gay man, and to play this dog cheating heterosexual man, it may be hard, but that's the true test of being a great actor. If you can push past that and actually make the crowd believe that you are a heterosexual man who is doing these things, then that makes you a great actor. So if you want to be taken serious, Jermaine, you're going to have to push through. I can tell you're definitely struggling to play this role. So while they're rehearsing, Ginuwine pops up, and let me tell y'all, Tondy's face lit up, and I could tell her uterus, like she said, was definitely jumping because she was so happy to see him. I thought she was gonna jump up and freak him right there. Like, she was super excited. He came in. Ginuwine seems to have a good energy, a good spirit. It's unfortunate that we seen that situation play out with him and Tyrese and Tank, and he was on live TV acting like he was high or something. I hope that phase of his life is gone, because he seemed like he's a cool, mellow person. He comes in and she's happy. And JD said, I'm going to give the role of Alex to Ginuwine. And although people come to see me, and I'm like, JD, honestly, I have heard of you, but not like that. Like, not popping like Tyler Perry. So you might be popular, but I don't know about all that. So he's going to play Alex. Cool. Ginuwine said he's happy to be back in the play, but he is not staying in the house because it's too much drama. I don't blame you, Ginuwine. So, I think at this time he practices lines with Leah. I'm not sure. But anyway, the cast is talking in the kitchen, and Deatra walks in, and again, it's awkward. Nobody wants to really fool with her. She asks to talk to Leah. So they go in another room, and she's basically saying, look, are we really going to try to work things out? Are we really going to try to patch things up? And she said, off the strength of my daughter alone, because my daughter has so much respect for you as her stepmom, I want to make sure that, we do everything we can to make this work and get along. And I'm extending an olive branch. And Leah was like, you know what? It's fine. It's cool. As long as I ain't got to worry about you tripping and doing things and saying things, and you don't switch it up on me. Cool. We can be cool. So they hug it out and they're laughing, and the cast is listening like, okay, like, whatever. It's the next rehearsal, and Ginuwine is practicing with the cast, and he's practicing with Leah, who plays London. And they're going over their lines, and then they do this kiss, and I'm looking at this kiss like, whoa, like, it was kind of intense. And Tondy was looking like, she had a smile on her face, but she was looking like, okay, like, let's wrap this up. And when they got done, she was like, it was 5 seconds too long. And Ginuwine was like, oh no, I'm just acting, baby, I'm like, Tondy girl, we know that's your piece, like, calm down. We know Ginuwine belong to you, so don't worry about it. But during that rehearsal, Jermaine is asleep, not studying his lines, which he needs to do, and JD recognizes that, and he's annoyed. And Jermaine kept making this comment, my director hasn't told me about my character, but I got what the character was from just watching the show, so how do you not know who your character is? Your character seems to be this womanizing man who cheats on his wife, so I don't know, but maybe you do need to have a conversation with JD and go into depth of what your character really is. But I thought that's what it was, that you was just a womanizer. So after that, Ginuwine takes Tondy on this cute little date, and it was so cute. They looked so cute together, and they had the matching black. They were matching in black, and she was just so giddy, and just, that's the best feeling in the world. When you're dating someone and you're excited to see them, and they just light up your day and bring the biggest smile on your face. Like, that is the best feeling in the world. So I understand, her being excited. They go on their little date, and it's just so cute. And they're talking, and Ginuwine is telling her what he wants. He does want to be married again. He realizes that he was the cause of the downfall of his marriage with Soleil. He has 9 children with 5 different women, and got the nerve to want one more to make it even. And I'm like, okay, like, I think it's time for you to wrap it up, Ginuwine. Especially, you're almost 59. You want to start over again? And so Tondy lets us know about her relationship with her daughter's father, and that they really weren't in love when she got pregnant, but he is a good father to their daughter, and she wants to be there with her, get her through high school, and then focus on her career, like strongly focus on it in her love life. And before they left, though, Leah was asking Ginuwine, what happened the first time when they were dating, because they did date before, and he was just saying, like, busy schedules, different time in their life, and it didn't work out back then, but they're going to try to give it a go now. But it was just so cute to see them. And like I said, Tondy was just so in awe, like, so happy that he was there. Kristen, back at the house, Kristen is looking for her food that she bought. She said she spent $30 on. And It's gone. Somebody had cleaned out the refrigerator. Leah say she ain't do it. She don't think Tondy did it. And she know for damn sure Jermaine ain't do it because he ain't gonna just say, oh, let me come clean this out. So that leaves Deatra. Deatra gets home and Kristen's like, did you throw away my food? And she was like, well, y'all said clean out the refrigerator. It was a note on the door. She said, yeah, I wrote it. So she was like, well, what's the problem? But Deatra, my issue is this. Yeah, the note was on there to clean out the food every Friday. But did you check the bag to make sure that it was rotten or going bad? Like, you don't just throw people's stuff away without checking. Check. But at the same time, Kristen, you should have put your name and the date, like same thing you do in the office. Put your name and date on the damn bag so they'll know not to throw it away. That's the rule that you all should have had. So, although Deatra should have checked, you should have wrote your name on there. That's just my opinion. And she was like, well, you got to give me $30 to buy me some more food. And Deatra was like, the hell, I'm not doing that. So, and I believe her. Deatra ain't paying no food, and Kristen, you ain't big and bad. You ain't gonna make her pay for it. You just gonna sit there and be pissed and talk shit. That's all you gonna do. She ain't buying a goddamn thing, and I believe it. So that was the end of that. But she was like, the reason why I came down here, honestly, is to rehearse with y'all. So they didn't rehearse because Jermaine had to go to a meeting. She like, what the hell? When are we gonna rehearse? We need to rehearse. But he had to go. So I'm like, child, this is going to be a mess. So the next day, Deatra makes a nice spread with the cast. She's trying to make have a peace offering with the cast. So she makes this spread of like meat and I guess cheese and fruit and wine. Leah was like, oh, that's nice. She goes to tell the girls they don't want no parts of it. Well, Tondy don't, especially. Tondy don't want no part of it. She's like, I don't trust her. I don't break bread with people I don't trust. So no, thank you. Kristen comes down with Leah, and they look at the spread, and they're like, oh, this is nice. And they're sitting there, and they're drinking. And honestly, they were doing more drinking than they were practicing. Jermaine comes up. They offer him wine. He was like, I wouldn't be able to concentrate if I drink. And I know that's me too. If I'm drinking, I can't concentrate. And I might damn near fall asleep. So they ain't practiced that night. Waste of time. So they go another rehearsal at the place that they usually rehearse with JD. And actually, no, they didn't go to the spot. JD came over to the house, right? JD comes over to the house to rehearse. JD asked them basically because, again, Jermaine is struggling. He can't get through the lines. He ain't saying the lines right. The same goddamn line that we've been seeing him going over since he took over the role. He still can't get it. JD was like, how many times did y'all rehearse? And he was like, they haven't. He was like, that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. And he said, JD is like, look, in the confessionals, I'm trying not to give up on Jermaine because I know in the past that the figures that's been in his life has not necessarily treated him right and they let him down. And I'm not trying to be one of those figures that treats him bad and gets rid of him. I don't want to do that. I want to work with him, but he has to want to win. And I feel the same way, Jermaine. You have to want to win. You're going to have to push through. If you decide that you want to do this role, you have to push through and figure out how you're going to get through this character. And instead of you waiting for JD to tell you what your character is, while he was there, JD, can I talk to you for a second? I need you to help me figure out this role. What is Marvin about? What is his background, his family life? I need to know so I can channel him as best as I can. So that's not all on him. That comes with maturity, Jermaine. You have to also talk to JD and tell him what you need. You can't wait for him to just tell you. Big production like this, like you're the main character. You're one of the main characters. So you got to get it together. Or tell him I can't handle it. You need to take the understudy of me from me and let them do the role. Period. So he don't get it though. But Deatra stepped up and said, I'm committed to work with you, Jermaine, and we can rehearse or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. The girls, Tondy, Kristen, and Leah are in a room discussing the day, and they're talking about what they're doing. And Kristen was like, yeah, I talked to Jermaine, I talked to him. And Leah was like, yeah, what's going on with him? He hasn't been himself. And she tells them that she talked to Jermaine, and they said he's in a weird mood. Like, he really doesn't know what he's gonna do. He's really not feeling it, and they can sense it. So, you know, Kristen's starting to be concerned. Like, we need you to get your lines together. If you don't have your lines together, then that kind of messes up the entire show. Because it seems like the play is based around this one character. So they call Jermaine to come into the room. And they're like, what's going on, babe? Like, what's going on with your character? He was like, I'm just not feeling it. I'm still trying to be professional and just do my job, but I'm not feeling it. And once I get to this space, like, I'm like, that's a bad space to be in. You got to really work through that, Jermaine, or you going to find yourself out of a job, for real. So I don't know how that's going to work. Again, I feel like this character is not for Jermaine. He needs another character. And not to be stereotyped into a gay cast member or nothing, but the womanizer, ladies man thing, that's not him. I'm not trying to judge. That is not him. They need to find somebody else because it's not working. And JD gonna find himself in a predicament where it could potentially ruin his show. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see if he keeps his job. The previews for the next episode wasn't looking too good for Jermaine, but you know how they always do it to keep us in suspense. So you really don't know. But that's it, guys. That is my review for Your Husband is Cheating on Us. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you all actually had a great Father's Day weekend. I didn't get a chance to hang out with my dad, but it's cool. Like, it's cool. He was a little under the weather, so he just wanted to stay home and relax, and I understand that. So, yeah, but I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I had a great birthday. I went to dinner, but for the most part, I relaxed. That's all I asked for. So, all right, y'all. Thumbs up this video. Please like, share, subscribe. Come on back. Leave comments. Let's have a little dialogue. All right. Talk to you later.